The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Jesse Holley, Kurt Daniels, and Nate Newton.
Happy Hump Day! Today is Wednesday, right? It is Wednesday. It's Happy Hump Day. That's a live look at the Tostitos Championship Plaza outside in front of the Ford Center. 2014. No. How many more days? What is that? When is Christmas? 18 days. 18 days until Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Feeling it, aren't you there?
I just saw the Christmas stuff outside. One trailer park, 2 ham hocks, 3 thick thighs, 2, and a hottie and a hoopty. That's Nate Newton.
15 chicken breasts.
Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley. Together we are hanging with the boys, the sports talk equivalent of the sports talk. What did I say?
Equivalent
of Braille. People feel us when we speak. This segment is brought to you by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm doing great. I got something I want to say right quick.
Yes, sir.
What was the guy that's from a foreign land that always calls, that loves Jesse?
Muhammad.
He dogged you. That's all I had to say. He dogged you out yesterday. Go
Did
ahead
he
on.
really?
Oh, yeah. He dogged you out.
Nah, my boy would never do that.
Okay.
My boy would never do that.
Go ahead on.
My boy Muhammad would never do that, man.
Okay.
You staying healthy, though? I mean, it sounds like you're surrounded by schools a little.
Everyone knows. Like, I work at a school, and as you know, this it's going around here.
Oh, yeah, it's starting to go around here.
Virus.
The whatever.
Over in our side of the building.
Is it? It's starting to matriculate now. I heard Kelvin Joseph missed practice today because he was feeling a little ill. I don't think he can afford to miss any practice time, but he's out of practice. Yeah, man, we had so many teachers out yesterday. It was all hands on deck.
Oof.
It was all hands on deck.
Rappers ain't what they used to be.
Huh?
Rappers ain't what they used to be.
Rappers ain't what they used to be.
He used to take lead to take them down. Nah. Cold get them.
Nah, so we've had, and then there's no subs. There's already a teacher shortage, a sub shortage. Yeah. Then when the sickness hits the fan.
Did you have to teach some science or something yesterday? Or?
Nah, I just sit there and maintain the peace.
Keep the chaos in check?
Yeah. I just jumping from room to room and just trying to make sure everything is flowing smoothly to 3:30.
What they call you, Cougar Holly?
Nah.
Mr. Holly.
Cougar Holly.
The parents call me Zaddy, though.
Zaddy.
Mr. Zaddy. Question. Can you show me how that question works in that homework that you hate out?
Yeah, man, that's funny.
Nah, you guys good?
Yes, sir.
We good, bro.
Yes,
We good.
You good? You good?
Yeah.
All right, Nate. I'm gonna turn this thing over to you, man. Like, you wanna tell us about Cowboys offense, Texans defense?
Okay, this is what I feel, and I can only be honest in how I feel.
Okay.
The Dallas Cowboys offense scored 33 points in 1 quarter. All you have to do is do that in the first quarter, and we can start resting guys getting ready for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just do that in the first quarter because I'm telling you, if you just show up and put your shadow on the field, that should be enough. Because if you let the Texans be in a game, come on, man. Come on, man.
How if we've talked about them getting off to slow starts. How important is it for them to?
This brother's trying to eye me down, man. The dude right there.
You look like he's something serious. You go out there. You must.
Did y'all check this dude? Hold on. Did y'all check this dude before he came in? Because if he ain't packing, I'm finna do something to him.
Oh.
You might owe him. You might owe him a couple. All right, now.
Here we go.
He knocked you on your head. I ain't going out there with you.
Because he hit me and knocked me out. I'm suing him.
All right. Well, we lost Nate for
there he went.
At least the first
him.
segment. I think
That's
Nate.
right.
He may know him. May not know him. Who knows? That's Nate. That's brother
knows
Nate.
Everybody. Fast start. If you can't get a fast start against these guys, then is that troublesome?
Is it troublesome? A part of me wants to say yes. But then a part of me also wants to say, well, will the slow start result into the finishes that they've had in the last couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
okay, you say, oh, well, slow start. All right, yeah, that's bad. But what if we give you 40 on the back end?
Yeah.
You know, so again, the Cowboys have seemed to be reluctant to come out and blow the sorry teams out this season for whatever reason that is. I don't know. It's mentality, time of day, want to, will. I don't know.
Right.
But they just have. I don't know. There's no analytics on it. There's anything that says, here's why we start out slow against teams that aren't very good. But they've won.
Yeah. That's all that matters, I guess.
At the end of the day, they've won, and the way that they've responded from those slow starts, at least since Dak Prescott has come back, has been of historic proportion.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think we don't want to see a slow start, because then that allows for the mentality to creep in that there is a possibility that we can lose this game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the thing about NFL football games, and it's always key to remember this, you don't know what the next play is going to bring.
Yeah.
That is always is it a turnover? Is that the one play where someone gets beat, slip? Zach Martin could slip and lose his block.
Yeah.
And it'd be a sack, fumble for a touchdown. I mean, those type of freaky things happen in a ball game, because going into it, you'll say, well, Zach Martin will be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the one time he holds, you go, wait, what? Ooh, you got to call the wrong number.
Yep.
So it's in those games when you have those slow starts, the chance and the opportunities for things to,
It's not as much margin for error, maybe.
just for weird things to happen, And I don't want to speak injury or anything like that over anyone or anything, but again, you never know. Who would have thought on that play in the first week of September that Dak would break his thumb?
Yeah.
You just those things you never ever ever know, and the longer you have to play the top level of your starters in a game that should be.
Yeah, it should be
Open and shut case quick, then but again, it can happen play one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. You don't want to see the slow starts, because you don't want to start building the habit of, we can start slow and be okay, and that'll be fine, and we'll hit the switch.
Yeah.
That is always a fear of mine when you look at teams who play like that. Who play in the sense of, and it reminds me of that time of the Golden State Warriors, when they go and they try to, they'll play a game and they'll do this, they'll do that, and all of a sudden they'll go, all right, we'll be fine, we'll turn it on, it'll come on, and for the most part, those teams with pedigree and history, you tend to believe it, And for the Cowboys, I've stood on this soapbox, and I'll continue to stand on this soapbox until this soapbox breaks or they prove me wrong.
So y'all are through talking about?
No, we're still talking about it. Until the Cowboys can get into the playoffs and get deep into the playoffs, anything that resembles things that are negative habits that they can carry into the playoffs, I don't want to see.
Right.
Slow starts, I do not want to see.
Can slow starts be a habit? Can that be a bad habit, or is that just kind of a fluky thing where the
It
game
can give you
felt
false confidence.
each game, false confidence in being able to come back?
Yeah, because you've been able to come back against the teams that are not so good. And I'm gonna point to Jesse. I tried to lead. I purposely. I don't want to talk about it because I just don't want to go through another three quarters sitting there saying, okay, we're the better team. We're the better team. Okay, when is it going to happen? Oh, okay, it happened. It finally happened. And like Jesse has done for the last 3 games, it's hard to forget. So I can't even continue. Because the more you talk about it, it's like we bring it right to our house. These guys, and I'm serious, we should go out in the first quarter and score 33 points. Let's try it the other way. Let's start fast, get 33 points, make them quit, and let these young guys play. Is that possible? Can we do it like that for a change instead of just messing around, and then we win? Because everything Jesse said about being negative, that pops right into your head. I was trying not to listen to you guys, but I didn't want to walk in here blind. Oh, my God.
And like we talked about last week, this is the second installment of the ramp up for the Cowboys.
Yep.
For that Christmas Eve game. It is. This is the second
I'm agreeing.
You looked at me. You had the stink face on.
But no, you're so right. And see, when people say good stuff, I kind of, I didn't want to cut you off. So I'm like,
you scared me. I was like, wait, I'm wrong.
No, you're so right. We talked about this. We said, okay, you got 3 teams that you can play that show you ascending, going right to the Eagles. We may not catch the Eagles, and we may even beat the Eagles, but they will still, I think they'll probably squeak this thing out having a 1 game or 1.5 game lead going into the playoffs. But now you put them on notice. But as a player and as a concerned player of how people are perceiving me, you're not making people scared of you. There's some people scared of the Eagles. They facing the Eagles like, whoa. How many lists are we on saying, boy, you don't want to play them Cowboys? Like we sitting up saying, we don't want to play the 49ers. Or we don't want to play Tom Brady. Or we don't want to play the Eagles. How many short lists are we on like that?
Right.
No,
that's a great point.
Yeah, probably not many. Yeah.
And you don't hear it locally, you don't hear it nationally, of teams saying we are afraid of the big bad Cowboys.
Yeah. The track record doesn't hold up. It's just
our defense
year after year.
Our defense is nice, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll keep saying that. Our defense is nice. And it's gonna come a point where they may not hold up, and Jesse been saying this over and over. And you know where your defense usually get hit in the head? In the first round of the playoffs. And that's where that offense has to take over, and that's where Dak has to be sharp, precise, knowing where his receivers at and vice versa. It normally happens right in the first playoff game,
This you hit on a point, and I want to just ask a question. Is it becoming concerning? Because I think in the last 3 games, I think Dak has 7 interceptions. Is it 6 or 7 interceptions in the last
I don't even
3,
want to talk about that,
3 games? Is there a little concern there? And I'm not saying that Dak is.
Yes, no. I'm saying it, so you don't have to say it. You can't continue to do that.
4, 6 in the last 5, or no, 6 in the last 5.
6 in the last 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You cannot do that just for the sake of doing it. You can't say, and he says this himself, well, I'm going to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
That, as smart as he is and as intelligent he is, I'm not questioning that. But you don't force anything anywhere, never as a quarterback, because it gives defensive backs, he going to give you one. As great as I think this kid we just played that in his younger days, Matt Ryan,
mm-hmm.
Every time I turn on the TV, you listen to the guys on the other teams say, but he going to give you one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
isn't that part of what makes these quarterbacks great? A guy like Rodgers or Brady and these guys that they're willing to take that. They're willing to be aggressive. They're willing to take that chance. And so how do you – you don't want Cooper Rush out there just dinking and dunking down the field with safe passes.
You want aggressiveness. You don't want recklessness.
It's a thin line.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's a thin line between aggressiveness and recklessness. And we give those who we deem in the media or whatever the pundits may call, or the experts or the scouts, and we give a little bit of grace to those who we call to have the arm talent, right? To the Patrick Mahomes and the
Big kid from Buffalo.
Josh Allen, those kids who have the big, strong, powerful arms, when they throw one in there and it may get picked off, we kind of give them a little bit of grace because we go, oof, boy, he tried to drive that one in there. And there's history of them probably getting a few in there that shouldn't probably have gone in there. But for the Cowboys and for Dak Prescott, he's never been looked at as a quarterback who's had the most talented arm. Right? That's probably one of the reasons why he fell to the fourth round, because he didn't have this big explosive arm like you see these other quarterbacks that we talk about have. And so for him, when he throws the interceptions in a game, I think not only the interceptions, at times like the way that they look, right? Like and this Cowboys offense is one that puts up the points, but again, I look at things now in a playoff capsule. Can we afford the things that we're seeing in a negative basis? Can we overcome them in the playoffs against a team or teams that play a little different style of football?
I wonder too, though, how many of those interceptions are on the receivers. Gallup's route that last week was kind of rounded. We've talked about Lamb maybe not doing what he's doing, but does it still all fall on Dak?
We don't have this kind of show, and one day I wish I will be a part of one of these type of shows. Not anything knock on us, but being able to get on the board and to truly kind of break down some of the stuff. Yeah. Because when you look at Kellen's offense, you know what? Let's hold that. Let's take a break, and I'll explain to you what I mean on the other side of that break. Yeah, in the difference between having just solely man-beating routes in your offense and having routes in your offense that are conceptually designed to open up a bunch of people. I'll talk a little bit more deeply about that on the second half, on the other side of this break. So stay right here with this. Kurt, Nate, Jess is hanging with the boys. We'll be right back.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of fan you are. So whether you're a die-hard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pre-game sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys on this marvelous Hump Day Wednesday. The Cowboys are getting ready to take on the Houston Texans. Sunday, 12 noon, AT&T Stadium. This segment is brought to you by blockchain.com. 'Tis the season for Dallas Cowboys holiday youth football camps presented by Invisalign. Register for one-day football and dance academy camps are now open. Don't miss your chance to send your athlete to camp at AT&T Stadium on December 20th and the 21st. Register today at dallascowboys.com/academy. I didn't know the guys didn't get computer on yesterday, so we're going to have computer pop on, and then once we're done with the computer, there should be enough time left, and I'll break down what I was trying to say in the first segment about having the difference between having solely man-beating routes in your offense and how that helps and hinders your offense opposed to having concept routes or conceptual routes scheming into your offense where multiple guys are able to get open and your quarterback doesn't have to guess wrong or right on every single passing play. But first, we jump to the phone lines and talk to our boy Computer. What's up, man? What's going on?
How much? How y'all doing today?
Man, we are doing well on this hump day, man. The weather's pretty decent. It rained a little bit, but it's in the 70s, so can't complain too much, man. Let's just kind of briefly recap, since we didn't talk to you yesterday. Let's give us a quick recap of the game from your perspective from Sunday.
I knew the game was going to be like that at first because that team beat Kansas City. They played the Eagles down to the last play of the game. The only reason why the Eagles won that game because they got a pass interference on that last drive. They got the ball down to the 20, and then Jalen just ran it in from there. They got like a 37-yard penalty. And they just tripped each other's feet, and they called it on the Indianapolis cornerback, and that's how they got down the field and won that game. That team has had a great run defense. They have been stopping the run all year. We got more running yards on them than they have gave up all year long. We got over 200 yards rushing. They got players, too. And if you playing on a Sunday night, and then each one of 7 Dak interceptions, like one last week, Michael Gallup was face masked by Gilmore. He pulled I got the picture of where he pulled his face mask and grabbed it, and the referee sitting there looking at him. That threw him off his route. That was a timing route. So what Dak needs to realize is he don't have the luxury of other quarterbacks. If he going to throw the ball, he got to make sure it wasn't no penalties or make sure it wasn't nothing done to the receiver before the ball get there. Because if he don't, he going to end up throwing a reception because all they got to do is grab our players. Just like C.D. Lamb said, they've been grabbing his arm all year, so he's been having to catch the ball with one hand. They not going to call it. I know y'all mad because he threw them picks. I was too, but I went back and looked at them. It was fouls on those plays. On all 7 of those interceptions in the past couple of weeks, either the receiver was knocked off his route, he was held or pulled or something happened. The ref didn't even call it. Then it ended up being all because it's a timing route. Dak and them just need to quit throwing those timing routes like they expect them receiver to be open because if something happens on the way them getting open, it's not going to be called. Just like that offsides when a dude jumped outside and he just threw it because he thought he had a free play. But he didn't have no free play because they didn't call the offsides. Man, he got a problem. He made a couple mistakes, but damn it, it's not all about him all the time. It's the NFL and with that crap they pulling. If they would just call the game fair, and if Gilmore grabbed a receiver by the face, man, they should call the 15 yards. There wouldn't have been no interception.
That damn Troy Vincent.
I know, and then Dak, I know he trying to, and he need to quit listening to the noise. He need to listen to one person he probably need to talk to is Quincy Carter. Because Quincy Carter let the noise get to him. That's why he lost his career in Dallas. He let all that outside noise. I don't want the same thing to happen to Dak.
And cocaine. Cocaine, too. I think it was cocaine. I think cocaine was the cause of that career. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Me and you'll talk about that. We'll talk about that off the air. I got some information on that you don't know, and I'm not going to spit it because I don't want to get fired.
Okay.
But, yeah, it ain't all what you thought it was.
Gotcha.
Trust me. I know. I be in this stuff like Perry Mason, brother. I
know. Look out now. Look, I like that.
But like the Eagles and the 49ers lost their quarterback. We can't beat the 49ers with a 7-round pick quarterback, and then we can't go down there and put a whooping on Tom Brady. Tom Brady ain't done nothing all year.
That's right.
A team will never be scared of the Cowboys because we are so hated. Nobody would never say anything positive about them. If they say anything positive about them on the radio or anything, they're not going to get no clicks, no likes, or nothing. Our own fan base hate our team.
Right.
We got the number 1 offense since Dak been back far as offense, and people still say Cooper Rush is better than him. I even heard Romo say it on TV. Even Troy Aikman took up for Cooper Rush. Talking about, I watched the tape. Like, come on, Troy, Cooper Rush can't play no football like that.
Let me ask you this, computer. Let me ask you this. If who should be the most feared playoff team in the NFC right now?
It should be us because for the simple reason everybody else is picked to be better. If I was playing the Cowboys and everybody, I'm glad people saying they crap and we crap. I'm glad they saying that because when they get ready to go in those games, we're going to be the underdog. One thing about us, whenever we the underdog and people say we're going to get our butt beat, we always end up winning the game. You know, so let them keep talking about the 49ers and the Eagles and all of that. You know, let them keep on. You know, to me, that's fake bravado with some of those teams. You know what I'm saying? They talk a lot of crap. They want to talk about Buffalo. Buffalo ain't won. They never won no Super Bowl, but they supposed to be the greatest franchise of all time. They get talked about how great they are. It took Kansas City 50 years to get one Super Bowl, but Andy Reid, the greatest coach of all time. Andy Reid lost a couple Super Bowls because he's pig-headed. You know, especially when he had T.O. them up there and he had that good team. He makes bad decisions, but now they won't say it because he's just great play caller. If you won as many games and did much as Andy Reid, you should have just as many Super Bowls as Belichick did, but he only got one. Them people put their pants legs just like on everybody else do. Barry Switzer got one Super Bowl. What's the difference between him and the rest of them wrestlers? Mike McCarthy got one. They say he can't even coach. And they got the coach in Philadelphia ranked higher than Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy done lost Dak Prescott for 20-some games since he's been in Dallas, and he got a winning record without Dak Prescott. A winning record without Dak Prescott and without Tyron Smith. One of the last coaches we had a winning record without Tyron Smith over there at the left-hand side. Jason Garrett used to get the brakes beat off of him and we lose one player. This man can coach, and Will McClay got all that stuff that happened in the past is in the past. Let's deal with this team, this coaching staff, and this organization up there, Will McClay, building this team. We done lost 2 starting corners, and we still winning.
Yes,
we done lost our slot corner and our outside corner. And them youngsters are playing, but nobody talks about how good they playing. Everybody just want to talk about all the bad all the time. Let's just throw some positivity into this thing for the rest of the year and see what happens. If it crash and burn, then we can talk noise at the end. But let's just be positive for a little while. Just give me a couple of weeks. Let's just try to build some positivity and blow some sunshine, and let's see what happens. We done tried all this negativity. They ain't never got us nowhere but beating the playoffs in the first round.
That's it.
Clarence out there asking Parsons crazy questions. Tell them to leave them boys alone, man, and ask them something positive. I listen when they talk to Jalen Hurts up there in Philadelphia. They never ask him anything negative. They pump him up. They make him feel good when he come out there. When Dak come out there and play, he feel like he got to prove the world wrong because everybody saying he crapped all week long. And he won the game. Negativity has killed us. That's what I know. It's been 26 years, but it's been a lot of teams they never even been to the Super Bowl before or to the playoffs. 16 or 15 teams in the league ain't never even been in the Super Bowl.
That's great work, computer.
You're right, computer man. And all right. So give us your quickly being the positive word in this.
Well, I think what I think now, y'all.
No. Wait a second.
Okay.
Wait a second. I got it. Give us your positive outlook for the Cowboys versus the Texans this week.
We need to come out and just, like Nate said, beat the brakes off them real early because this team ain't gonna put up no fight. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. They
don't have the defense that the Colts had, and so they don't. And then they got a pretty good running back. We just need to stifle their run. Don't beat the brakes off of them. Get our receivers a little bit of work. Run our tight ends. Run some more motion with CD, and then get out and be done by halftime. Let them boys rest up so we can get ready to go play in Florida the next week.
All right, give me a score.
49-12.
There you have it.
I love it.
Computer, positive computer. 49-12, Cowboys over the Houston Texans, brother. You have a good rest of the week, man. We're going to keep this positive train pushing, and we'll see you next week, brother.
All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Positive.
Nate, don't come in with that negative, bro. With your book bag and all that.
That's why I want them to come out in the first quarter and get 33 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can rest some guys.
I got you.
Don't make this a struggle.
No, it shouldn't have to be. All right, let's jump into our third and final break. We have to do it.
Wide receivers.
Odell Beckham had his visit.
Yeah, you need to break. I want to hear.
Now what?
I'm going to break that down. We'll talk about a little bit of Odell. I'm going to break that down. And then CeeDee Lamb was on the 4-letter network, and he had something to say. Or not say, or kind of say, about the whole situation. And maybe guys are kind of getting a little bit tired of that whole Odell Beckham talk.
I would think.
Interesting. We didn't see any guys on the offensive guys on the Odell Beckham recruiting visit, at least not visibly. Yeah. This is Hangin with the Boys, man. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
SeatGeek has your back no matter what kind of Cowboys fan you are. So whether you're a diehard fan or a don't really care fan, a we got 'em next time fan or we'll never win again fan, a here for the tailgate fan or a first one through the gates fan, SeatGeek not only makes buying and selling tickets easier than ever before, they made just about everything else easier too. So whether you're a here every week fan or haven't been here in years fan, SeatGeek has you covered. Download the SeatGeek app today. SeatGeek, your ticket to great Dallas Cowboys seats.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. Blockchain.com is one of the most trusted ways to buy, sell, and trade crypto. Whether you're always on the go or stay closer to home, Blockchain.com is just a few taps away. Put the power of crypto in your pocket, so no matter where you are, you can trade on your terms and build a crypto portfolio to fit your life. For crypto pros, rookies, and anyone in between, Blockchain.com makes it easy to own a piece of the future. Blockchain.com, trusted by millions, trusted by America's team.
Hey, Cowboys fans, if you're thinking about attending a game this season, visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today. Stay at the team hotel, have dinner with a Cowboys legend, and experience AT&T Stadium's exclusive VIP Owners Club. Also, tour the Star, get autographs from your favorite players, and talk X's and O's with me, Mickey Spagnola. The official travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys will take care of all your travel needs. Visit cowboystravel.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to Hanging with the Boys as we continue to break down. I don't even know what this Texans team is.
I was looking at that too. I mean, they're just so bad that it's hard to.
I tried to run out. Y'all saw me literally try to run out. I see Jess will tote this thing. I tried to run out, man, but just you got to cover the wide receivers.
But you get to a certain point in time of the season, and
10-1.
When you try to sit down and you try to watch teams and prepare for teams, and this goes back to what we talked about earlier. As a former player,
right,
current writer, there are some things that at times you go, this is so boring that I lose my focus.
Yeah.
No, really. And so when you try to prepare for a team like Houston and you turn on the film, it's like you almost have to go into they do, I don't. But as a player, you got to go into that Michael Jordan mode where I got to find something.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's that dude that said something to my girl on the internet back in the day to fuel that drive to get you into this thing.
I mean, there's only 17 of these a year. I mean, I know like when you're playing an 82 game basketball season or even baseball, I would think, is it harder still to get up for some of these games even though there's 17?
For a game like this, you look up and you go, boy, these dudes are bad. Like when you initially pop on the film, because honestly, like when you get into the film room, the way that they break the film down per week, you're only going to watch maybe 3 or 4 games, and not even the totality. You're going to get clips from the last 3 games because you're going to pick up the tendencies of the last 3 games. Once you go through that, it's like, and you start seeing the productivity of the field, you're like, how am I supposed to watch this for the rest of the week?
This is where. Can I go? Give me 2 minutes. And I was telling the guys this night, and I'm gonna keep repeating it. I'm gonna even repeat it on something I got to do tomorrow. I hate it this week. I hate it when I played. I don't like to go back to when we played the barbaric days. I hate it when we had to play this type of team because our practices would be murder. Because Jimmy would straight up tell us he won't even hardly talk about the Texans. He'll be like, okay, what do we need to work on? And we would be out there getting it on.
Right.
And you'd be like, man. And then we get ready to play the Texans. You know what he say? I need you to just play at a high level. We know what level we play at. Stay at our level and win the game. Some of them games we won by a couple of scores, but most of them we won by 6 points. But we didn't look raggedy. We didn't look out of sync. And then, just like we say, building up to what we got to face.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to your veterans. If your veterans come out trying to handle their business and doing their things, you should be all right. I don't care what the score is, but look clean. I want you to look clean. Like you cut down on the penalties to 3. Keep it right there and just play clean and hard. And your talent will just shine.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, you're right. No, you're right.
But now you can't have those old physical crazy practices and working on yourselves. You still can work on yourselves mentally, but
yeah.
And the Cowboys aren't.
No padded
practice this week.
McCarthy sounded like he was disappointed in that.
Yeah. But
that goes back to back then there was no number of padded practices you can have or the times you can be on the field. Now there's a number of padded practices you can have, and so I don't know. But yeah, it always is difficult for games like this to even watch as an analyst to break down. But all right, so let me get into what I was talking about when you look at a team offensively, and a lot of this has to do with how the Cowboys run their offense, and it goes back to when we talk about CeeDee Lamb being wide receiver 1. This particular offense, the Cowboys offense, this isn't one of those offenses that schematically gives you multiple answers. Right? And understand what I'm saying here. Like every offense has reads, first, second, third read, all those type of things. The new age of offenses gives you multiple answers in how you're going to do things. Meaning, when we come to the line of scrimmage, if the coverage is this or the coverage is that, right? If the box is light, if the box is heavy. And so you have different looks and it gives you different opportunities to do things. The Cowboys, and what they do offensively is they have a lot. Their offense is built on everybody being a man beater, meaning all the routes in the play call means someone has to beat their man to get open. And if no one beats their man to get open, there's nowhere for Dak to go with the football, right? Mm-hmm. Opposed to when other teams run their offense, they may have this side being a man beater, this side being something that we're going to scheme up to give you another option if the man side isn't open. Okay. And a lot of times they set it up to where your wide receiver 1 is on the man beating side of the offense, or what you predict is going to be, or however it plays out. And so they're saying, hey, on the right side, if we're whatever play that we're calling on the right side is, let's say, give me Jamar Chase. All right, Jamar, listen, if it's man-to-man coverage, you're the first read, right? But you have to win. But if they decide to go, well, we're doubling over here, well, on the opposite side, we have a conceptual route where now guys have multiple options to get open so that the quarterback can come to the line of scrimmage and have multiple options. This offense, where it runs into trouble, is everyone across the board is running man-beating option routes. And so if they aren't winning, this is when you see Dak at times have to force throws into dangerous areas. So those silly mistakes that we see at times, it's because Dak comes to the line of scrimmage and because everything's a man beater. And when I say man beater, I know the difference between zone and man and stuff like that. And even the man routes have zone options or conversions to them, but the concept is still a man beating route. The man versus man has to win. Michael Irvin was so great in that man beating offense because he and Troy had such a connection when they would run certain routes that even though he might have been covered, he would still be able to get it in there because of that relationship. CeeDee and Dak are getting there. You're starting to see it ramp up a little bit. But I think in order for this offense to take the next step and to see players like Michael Gallup develop, and this is why we don't see a lot of, in my opinion, this is why we don't see a lot of Cavante Turpin. Because not that he can't beat man, but Cavante Turpin works better in situations where you allow him to be creative. So this offense isn't Kevontae Turpin friendly. Players like that, you got to. That's why he only comes in on package plays.
How is he allowed to be, or any player allowed to be creative if the quarterback expects him to be doing a certain thing? You know?
When I say creative, I don't mean him being out there being able to freestyle. When I mean creative is that
draw up something.
Yes. In the scheme of things, right? You watch other offenses where you'll have a guy, he'll come down instead of picking a guy, go around it, and now all of a sudden you got that speed coming up the sideline, or you've seen routes where he begins that deep over and then puts his foot in the ground and come back where he just left from. So there's things like that allows the creativity to really persist. But to get him in this offense, I don't think Kevontae Turpin is a route runner. So not being a route runner and being small doesn't lend in this offense for you to be in the rotation of the 11-man personnel, the 10
I
personnel.
have a question, Jesse.
Yes.
Who is the route runner on our team?
The route runner on this team right now that's using it is CeeDee Lamb. He's the one that they've been using, and you saw that last game. The way they used him and put him in motion, that was Kellen Moore finally saying, you're going to be you're going to be the number one option in this route. So we're going to send you in motion because we want to get the matchup to get you the ball. And when you watch the route that he threw the interception on, that was one of those things where he should have never even went over there. That the ball should have never even went over there. Like the option of the play should have never went over there. Should have went to the other side of the field. But these are the limitations that at times. Now, Dak will get blamed for it, and as he should, in the part of the ball comes out of your hand last.
Yeah.
Right? So you have a decision to either throw it out of bounds, live to see another day. So you get a piece of that.
Right.
But he's put in some of these situations in scenarios because of the offense that he's in. It limits his opportunity to go out there and really have a viable option after the ball is snapped.
You know what? All that sounds good and well. But they've been together for more than 3 years now. Quarterback and offensive coordinator and receivers been together more than 3 years, or 3 years right at the max.
Off and on. Remember, Dak broke his ankle. He had the calf injury. I'm just saying. But yes.
But still, I understand not working together. But you sit up there on that chalkboard, and this is where like I said, I wasn't the smartest dude, but I was still allowed to ask and was encouraged to ask questions. Well, Coach, what if this happened? What's my next read? Or what should I be looking for? Or kind of what can I expect on this? Dak is smart and inquisitive, so I know you got to be asking these questions. So now, can you convey this to the wide receiver? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny because I don't like taking stabs at people, but we hear during the offseason he got a 50-yard field that he works on with these guys. You got to stop just running routes against air and start saying, hey, fellas, look here, I'm going to put this cone up here at this position. What are you thinking? So you can get on the same page. Now, because that's getting old because games are getting lost. Years are going past, and you still saying the same thing?
Yeah.
So it gets to a point, and computer, not negative, just looking at the game from a different set of lenses.
And this is what hurts the Cowboys when you get into playoff football, because everything now gets shrunken down, and teams lock in so much. Sole focus is on, all right, let's stop their winning tendencies.
Yes.
If we can't stop it, let's disrupt it in such a way that it throws them off.
Right.
And so the Cowboys get into these playoffs, and all of a sudden, it ain't willy-nilly, guys. That you don't have all that free will that you had during the regular season because they're like, oh yeah. And so when you see teams start throwing those different, those different zone looks at us, it's because what we do offensively is a bunch of man-beating routes. And when you have a bunch of man-beating route concepts in your offense and you have to play through zone that has a slightly good pass rush, it throws off the timing in what you can do because everything that you're based on are these guys winning one-on-one matchups to be successful in the offense.
So you know, I'd rather see Cavante Turpin get just a couple of drag routes across the middle, then to bring it out 5 yards deep out of the end zone and start on the 10.
That's true.
Or start on the 15.
Yeah.
What?
It's the same.
Yeah.
Give him that play running down the field. Let's see if he catch the ball. Because every guy ain't going to be able to stop him on the line.
Right.
So what you would like to see then is maybe Lamb is doing the one man beater route while the other guys on the other side they're doing some schematically to free themselves up.
Correct.
And then
Let the route concept be the way that you're winning.
That's West Coast style. That's
the
West
way
Coast
that you're winning
That's
instead of
West
the
Coast
man
offense.
always having to be the way that you're winning. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The scheme is what is breaking you open instead of the man having to win versus a man to get open.
And then you got to have great pride when they throw the quick passes out as a wide receiver blocking. And they do, because you see them blocking on the runs for Zeke and for Tony. You see the wide receivers be mailing it. Then when it's time to block for one another, it's like, oh, okay.
We gave up our block and duties for the running backs.
Yeah.
Make a decision. Blocking for a receiver, blocking for a running back. You can't have both. All right, fellas, man. Glad to be back with you all. Kurt,
Yeah,
appreciate you.
interesting.
Nate, appreciate
I
you.
appreciate
Chris.
you handling that first segment.
Yeah, I got you, brother. I thought dude really.
He
I
had a
said,
little-
that man put his paws on
But,
you.
you saw what I do. If he hit me,
Yeah,
y'all,
no.
I'm suing.
If he hits you, he's gonna knock you back into that door. I'll go let it lock. I'll go let it lock right behind you. Your back would have hit the same time that lock hit. Bump! You just slid down the door. I'd be like, damn, they got Nate. Yeah, I better get security down here. I ain't going out. They looking for me anyway. They trying to. I don't know who looking for me. Somebody probably want to knock me out for talking trash. Damn, how they did Nate, man. It's a shame how they did Uncle Nate out there, man. Somebody paid that $60 on that tour to whoop up on Uncle Nate, boy.
Wow, man.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, man. Nate, Kurt, I'm Jay Holly, man. We appreciate you. This is Hanging with the Boys. We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!